quite literally, this society runs on people getting a job. Unless you're some random Nepo baby, everyone's gonna get a job. And as you can probably guess, I'm not some crazy Nepo baby. So I've been working for about a year at this local sandwich shop, and working there for quite long, I've had some strange experiences. I want you to picture this, okay? I come in right after school, the store is packed. So I don't even get the chance to settle in. I have to work immediately. This time I'm on register, okay? So I'm checking people out, doing my stuff. And this guy comes up to me. And I don't mean to be rude, but he kind of looked like a crackhead, okay? Like he had no teeth, kind of smelled like drugs a little. It just kind of gave like a weird vibe. He ordered a hot sub. And how we do it is, if you order a cold sub, so like turkey and stuff like that, you can get it dressed in front of you. But if it's a hot sub, we have to make it back on the grill. And that takes about 5 to 10 minutes. He orders his sub and he instantly thinks it's gonna be ready. And he's out here pressing me. I literally just got there. He said, yo, where's my food at? I said, oh, sir, what did you order? He said a Philly. I said, how long ago? Like 30 seconds. So I told him, sir, that's gonna take a minute. It'll probably take 5 to 10 minutes. Especially since we're packed, it'll probably take longer. So I guess he just didn't understand that. So his best reaction was to start yelling, where's my sub at? And me being the problem solver that I am, I directed him towards the grill. I said, yeah, you can go down there. Because it's not my problem. I don't care enough for that. And what they ended up doing is they just gave him someone else's Philly just to get him out the store. So currently we're opening a whole nother new store. And what we're doing is grabbing people from the main store and moving them over there. That way that store has employees that actually know what they're doing. So what we're doing right now is we're hiring a whole bunch of new people for our store to make up for the people that left. But one day I come into the store and my shift lead tells me, hey, I'm gonna have you train this new guy. I said, okay, cool. I trained people before, so I wasn't really concerned about it. And I overhear our general manager say, where is this guy at? He's missed the first 3 days of work. So if he doesn't show up in the next 5 minutes, he's just fired. And guess what? He ended up getting fired. That's not even the worst new hire who got fired. There's this new girl that's been working there for about 4 to 5 days. She was scheduled to work from 5 to 10. During mid-shift, she ends up leaving. I wouldn't be as mad if she didn't leave mid-rush. We had like 20 people in the store, and she was in the back doing nothing, and she just left. And the worst part is she has the audacity to come back, order a giant sub, ask for her 50% off, and leave. She ended up not getting fired for that because I guess our general manager wanted to give her a second chance or whatever. And not even 3 days later, she ends up getting fired because she didn't show up one day. And when she came in to turn in her uniform and collect her last paycheck, she ended up flipping everyone off in the store, including the customers. And she ended up throwing this huge temper tantrum in front of the customers, making us look bad because we hired her. Or I guess not me, but like the store hired her. Every time I try putting my front on with the job, it never goes well. The managers had asked us if we know anybody that would want a job. If we did, we would get a $200 incentive if they got hired. Literally no one got hired from this. Every time I tried putting one of my friends on, they would get the interview. If they were lucky, they would get the interview. Because most of them, they just got ghosted for some reason. And if they get the interview, they just get ghosted right after. These last ones aren't really like strange experiences I had, but I kind of thought they were funny, so why not? Well, I don't understand why people come in 5 minutes before we close, ask if we're closing soon, and then order like a giant sub either way. And the majority of the time, they barely tip, if they decide to tip, which is rare. Another version of this is like a dad and daughter. They came in 5 minutes before we closed to order their subs. Instead of leaving, they were eating it there. And my shift lead, instead of telling them that we're closing soon, he kind of just like hinted at it. He would say things like, all right guys, let's start cleaning up, we close in 3 minutes. And then eventually we just ended up telling them that we're closing in like 2 minutes. And as they were leaving, that kind of gave us like a weird side eye. I don't know why, but this little girl had the audacity to reach over the counter and grab like 4 cups. She wasn't even trying to be sneaky about it. Like, I made eye contact with her. She said, oh, are these water cups? I said, I guess they are now because we can't really like resell them because she touched all of them. Sometimes when people come in and I'm dressing their stuff, I say, okay, how would you like this one done? They just kind of say no onions and then nothing else. So I kind of just sit there awkwardly. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So do you want anything else on it? And then they tell me what they want. Or if they're cool, they kind of tell me, what do you recommend? And then I give my helpful recommendation and say nothing because I hate doing my job. So last month we did this donation thing where if you donated, it would go straight to the Special Olympics. And this son and father came in. They read this screen out loud. Would you like to donate? And like together in unison, they said, nah. I kind of thought that was funny. Working a job sucks sometimes unless you make friends. And I guess it's cool. Like the video, and if you don't, it's kind of mean. Alright, bye.
I'm like Hey, what's up?